Hi, parents. How are you? Happy Independence Day. If you're here in the United States, we're celebrating the 4th of July. If you're from the United States and you're in another country, you're probably also celebrating the 4th of July. But happy Independence to everybody who celebrates, because in other countries, you celebrate different times. So we all have our independence, our personal independence to celebrate every day, right? Right. So, today, we're talking about your child's independence. And are you encouraging them, or are you kind of knocking it down without realizing it? So that's what we're talking today about, how you can get your child to be more independent. Because after all, isn't that what we want? We want to have great, successful, confident, independent children. Like I always say, we are raising adults, not kids. Yes. Hi, call me Achu. Hi, Achu. Ask the child to, yeah, that's a great book. Absolutely a great recommendation. And that is another thing that actually I didn't add to my list, is that personal development that you want to encourage. Thank you for that contribution. Absolutely. Personal development is super important. So we got a bonus tip indirectly, and I appreciate that, because that is another great way to encourage independence in your children. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Nick. How are you? Okay, so before I get rolling on all this advice, I'll tell you why you should listen to me and also participate, because, we can come up with so many great ideas, as recently demonstrated. First of all, I'm Celia Kibler. I'm a family empowerment coach. I've been around for a long time. I'm a mom of 5, 2 I gave birth to, and 3 I gained through marriage. And I have 9 wonderful grandchildren. So I've been running this blended family pretty successfully for about 24 years. And I have been teaching, coaching, and training kids and their parents for almost 40 years. From all walks of life, all abilities, lots of experience that I bring to you. Yay, 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 yay. What book is a great? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That came from one of our Periscope viewers. Excellent book. Excellent. If you haven't read it. Nick, I bet you've read it. I know all the personal development you do. I'm sure you've read it. Anyway, wonderful human. So I'm here to help you guys. I'm also the author of my new book. Okay, this is a demo. My real book, this is like a sample they send you. I mean, it's the actual book, but you'll see it's a proof copy, so they do this. Yours will not have this stripe around it. But I am the published author of Taming the Toddler, the Ultimate Parenting Manual. And guys, if you haven't picked this up yet, it has everything you need to know about raising your toddlers into incredible adults. And honestly, it's going to help a lot of you that have older kids too, because there is buku amount of gold right here in this book, in this manual for you. And it reads like a manual. You can go to a specific chapter about specific things, but I highly recommend you read the whole book. Life-changing for you. Okay, but let's focus on independence. Not just the fact that we're celebrating our Independence Day, we're going to celebrate your child's Independence Day, okay? So this is a big one, guys. You need to allow time for your child to learn. I look forward to way more independence with my almost 10-year-old daughter, because man, oh man, she's stubborn with taking on new time. Yeah. They all need independence. And it all stems from the way you, the parent, approaches it. So you need to allow a child time to learn. I can't tell you how many parents I've talked to that they're like, you know what? These are the words they say. I know I should let them do it themselves, but I just don't have the patience to wait. Have the patience to wait. First of all, if you're rushing them, they're going to get anxious. Think of when you're rushed and you get anxious. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I went through school and in school, I pray they don't do these anymore in school, but we used to have all these math tests of like the multiplication tables, the addition tables, the subtraction tables, division. And we would have these speed tests of how fast you could do like 20 problems. Forget about it. Like I'd be lucky if I made 5 because just the speed of doing it gave me anxiety. Just that speed gave me anxiety. So I'm telling you, if you are rushing them, they're not going to get it done. Really put yourself in their place. Give them the time. And if that means you have a little one and you're teaching them how to get dressed or tie shoes, wake up early so they have time to do it. If you have a bigger kid and you're teaching them how to maybe set the table or something, like give them time. Give them time to think it out, plan it out. Give them time. If they're trying to learn how to play the trumpet or learn how to play a sport, give them time to learn. Don't expect all this to happen overnight. They need time to grow. They need time to learn. They need time to become independent. Okay, your job to support them, to coach them, to guide them, not to do it for them. Every time you go, okay, let me just do it, because I know I've said it before. So I know you guys have said it before. Every time you say that, you're like, well, what the heck? I might as well not even try. This is what your child is thinking. I might as well not even try because every time I try, you do it for me. They're going to get so set on being mediocre. They're going to be so unempowered that they're just going to let you do it for them all the time. And they're going to come to you to do it. So don't do it for them. You are not helping. You are not doing them any favors. Why is water dripping all over me? Did I do something wrong? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, okay. A little shower. Waiting for a book to arrive, and thanks for creating it. Oh, you're so welcome, Nick. You know, pretty excited. Okay, so support them, teach them, coach them. Where am I? Not doing it for them. Don't micromanage the situation. Now, with that said, if you have younger children and you are trying to teach them to do something, okay, so I mentioned set the table. Let's talk about setting the table. Younger children do not get a general direction. So like if you say something like clean up your room, set the table, that is a general direction that they may not know the steps to. So instead of doing it, they may just sit in their room overwhelmed and do whatever they want to do. They're not cleaning their room because they're looking at their room going, looks pretty clean to me. They might not set the table because they don't understand what set the table means. So for younger kids, and this includes kids even in middle elementary school, cross that last statement was not an English sentence. Even kids that you have not tried to get them to do something before, does that make sense? I don't know. You want to give step-to-step instructions. So set the table. How does that begin? Let's put a placemat at every seat. If you use placemats, if you don't, delete that step. Let's put a plate at every seat. And for a young child, you don't want to say, okay, the napkin goes here, the fork goes here, the knife goes here, the other spoon goes here, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to do it like that. To get a little, like a toddler or an early elementary child to set the table right off the bat if they haven't done it before, just go with like the basics. So we put a plate at every seat. We put a napkin on the plate. We put a fork on the plate. We put a spoon on the plate. We put a knife on the plate. You don't have to be so fancy. And then after that's done, you can say, look, you set the table. And then you can say, you know what? Now we can't eat our food if all that's on our plate, right? So what do you think we should do? And they will come up with an idea of putting it next to the plate. And then you can say, okay, so we can put the napkin first, fork, spoon, blah, 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 blah. And before you know, after you've done this for a while repetitively, then when you say, can you set the table? They'll set the table all by themselves. You'll be so proud. My almost 2-year-old boy has really been helping us out a lot with random tasks all over. Yay! It is. It's so cute to watch them, and they love to help, guys. They love to help. So when they come over to you, a younger child, a toddler, and says, can I help? Find them something to do. Even a 2-year-old, as Nick just said, can always accomplish something. If you're doing the dishes, when my grandson comes to help and he's 3, he puts all the silverware in. Now, obviously, I don't give him sharp knives to put in. Or if I have plasticware, he puts that in. He loves it. I don't say, no, I'm doing the dishes. I'm doing the dishwasher. Go do something. Go play with a toy. No. If they want to help, let them. Because if you don't let them help while they're asking, they will eventually stop asking. Okay. No hovering. So if they're doing a job, they're doing something, don't hover. Don't be all over them. Don't micromanage them. Don't be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You should do this. Oh, you know what? Don't do that. You should do it this way. Why? Why should they do it this way? Because you think it's the best way? Oh, well, you know what? Get over. Maybe they have a better way. And often they do have a better way. Kids are like amazing. So like, let them do it. Then if something doesn't come out right, no big deal. Tweak it, rearrange it, get a new plan, figure it out. That way, when you let them do things and things don't come out right, this is actually my last thing, you welcome mistakes and you encourage them to make mistakes because mistakes are merely learning bumps along the route of life. So mistakes are just fine. We learn from mistakes. Being disappointed is not the end of the world. It's something you go, okay, well, that didn't work out. Let's see what we can do to make it work out. Cheyenne's amazing most of the time. It leaves me stunned and speechless in just awe with so much gratitude. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. I stare at my kids all the time. They always laugh at me. They're like, oh my gosh, she's looking at us again. But now, like when my daughter, she has 2 children, she's sitting there looking, I'll be like, see that? Now you know why I look at you guys in such awe, because I am literally in awe of you. It's amazing what you made. And you made it all by yourself. Well, not all by yourself. You and your partner made it. Okay. You want to encourage their hard work. So let's talk about school and grades. You don't want to focus on the grade. The grade, who cares about the grade? You want to focus on the job that your child is doing, the hard work. When they're turning in a homework assignment, is it neat? Is it legible? Or is it a big mess? Is it something they can be proud of? Not you, them. If you look at a big scribble scrabble, I like the word scribble scrabble. If you look at scribble all over a homework assignment and your 5th grader is planning on turning that in, you can say, what do you think your teacher is going to think of this? And do you think she's able to actually read it? And if they're being realistic, they will realize that it's not looking so good. Maybe I should redo it. So make sure that they are proud of themselves. They are proud of a job well done. Encourage that hard work, because if they have a good, strong work ethic and they know that hard work leads to success in whatever, that they can be proud of a job well done. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Martin Luther King Jr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. made a great statement, and I know I'm going to butcher it, and I'm sorry, Dr. King, but I'm going to give it to you in the Reader's Digest condensed version. Basically, he said, I'm going to try to say this without, because I didn't bring it to the table. I just have to think of it to share it with you. When you see a street sweeper something to this effect, okay? Please don't quote me on this. If you are a street sweeper, you want to sweep the street, this is like a tongue twister, so well that anybody will walk by and say, there goes a great street sweeper. And that's what you want to instill in your children, that regardless of what they are doing, they need to be doing it with such pride and such a strong work ethic and doing their best. When you instill that, they'll succeed at everything. Everything. People will want them working for them. People will want them in their class. People will want them around to be there to help them so that they're there to help other people. Encourage the process. Instill the work ethic. Okay. And not focusing on the outcome. I just truly blessed. Our kids, they are blessings. They are the blessings that make the world go round. And lastly, guys, understand their brain power. Understand what's age appropriate for them and what's not age appropriate for them. And again, I will remind you that the human brain develops at the age of 25 years old. So if you're a parent and you're under 25, you don't even have a fully developed brain. So do not look at your 2-year-old expecting that 2-year-old to know how to control its emotions, to know what to do in various situations. It's not even in their brains yet. It is so foreign to them that it doesn't even exist. That is your job to teach your toddler and child, even older child, because like Nick has a 10-year-old, her brain's not developed. It's not even halfway developed. 25 is more than half of 10. Your job is to keep going, keep teaching, keep coaching, not screaming and yelling at them because they screamed when they got disappointed. They don't know what to do with the emotion of disappointment. Your job is to teach them of different ways they can deal with being disappointed. Like we talked about, let them have a little independence so that if it just doesn't go right, no big deal. Let's learn to do that a little more. And tying a shoe, your child may get frustrated because, they watch you do it in 3 seconds, the shoe is tied. And by the way, guys, if they have a lot of Velcros, teach your child to tie a bow, a knot. Teach them that with or without shoelaces in their shoes. This is a skill all humans should have. How to tie a shoe, how to tie a knot. This is what all kids need to know. So if they have a lot of Velcro shoes, go get a toy, go get something that you can string a string through and teach them how to tie a shoe, tie a knot, etc., etc., etc. They need to know it. All right. So there you go, guys. Let's build our kids' independence. Let's celebrate this, your child's Independence Day. And every other day that they do something. When they stand up and they talk back and you get mad, don't get mad. Teach them how to speak their mind respectfully. You don't want them not to speak up. When they're adults, do you want them to just go along with the flow, or do you want them to speak up when they have something to say? When they want to question authority? Let them, when they're kids, that's when you're teaching them. But all of that should be done respectfully. And if you are speaking to them with respect, they will return the favor and speak to you with respect. Okay, guys, so that's what I have for you today. Super grateful that you spent 20 minutes with me of your valuable time. I hope if you're here celebrating Independence Day, you have a fabulous, fabulous day. Remember, practice social safety. And in the meantime, guys, I'll be back tonight with story time at 7 o'clock. This is what we're going to read tonight, Skateboard Monsters. How fun is that? Oh, you know what? I wasn't going to read that. I'll read that tomorrow night. I have a fireworks book I was going to read tonight. So nix this. This is tomorrow night. Fireworks book tonight at 7. I forgot about that. I think it's a Daniel Tiger book. Anyway, that's what we'll read tonight because 4th of July. We'll read Skateboard Monsters tomorrow. Okay, 7 o'clock. Oh, thank you, Nick. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Join me tonight, 7 o'clock. Okay, and remember, I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. The Pumped Up Parenting podcast is live. We're still tweaking it, but there are a couple podcasts on there already. You can find it on iTunes and other places. Google. I don't know where else because I'm just learning about it right now. But the first podcast is how to have fun with your kids. So here's the weekend. Listen to that podcast and start having fun with your kids. Why? Laughter really is the best medicine. I'll see you here tonight at 7 p.m.